Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pulp Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. We're back for another week. We are continuing on with the prologue in Peru. We're getting to the bottom of a mystery now. Some interesting developments happened last week, and we're going to see where this takes us. But before we get started, let's do a roundtable. We'll get everybody to introduce their characters. I know we have some plugs going on this week as well, and yeah, then we'll do a recap and we'll play. So we'll start with Pete. Pete, tell us about LC and tell us about what you have going on.
Hello, I am Pete, and I am playing LC Ashford, international cricket star who recently hurt himself on tour in Australia and is relaxing in Peru. Not so much, although he is proving his bowling skills, which has been fun. What have I got to promote? Well, we're in the last 48 hours of Dodeka, my Kickstarter, my D12 role-playing game for adventures in grimdark worlds with narrative, character creation, and world building. We are closing in on the last stretch goal. I think we're about £30 away, which is just a few pledges away from that final stretch goal, where we're going to create a little A5 screen that will go in the parcel and not increase the fulfillment costs, hopefully. So that's good. And yeah, it's been a fun, wild ride, and I'm looking forward to getting this over the line and finish writing it. So that's cool.
Not stressful at all, right, Pete?
No, not at all.
Watching and refreshing that number throughout the day.
Yeah.
Very good. Megan, can you tell us about Gwen and also update us on your family board game adventures as you make your way through the backlog?
I'll go with my character first. I play Gwyneth Murphy, or Gwen Murphy, an aspiring artist that is, I think, bigger in her own head than in actuality. She came to Peru to get a little bit of a break away from the crazy nightlife of New York City, and yeah, having a great time. Freaked out of her little wits about what she's just witnessed, but excited to see where she goes today. Last week last week we played Stock Ticker. Like I said, a Canadian game, was extremely riveting.
Canadian classic, I think you put it.
Classic, right.
And yes, Stock Ticker. Aaron in the chat remembered.
Of course, because it's awesome. Anyway, so my youngest was extremely opposed to playing Stock Ticker, so this week was her choice, and we are playing Fireworks. So it should be pretty good.
I am not familiar with that. It's not a Canadian classic.
No.
I've never heard of Stock Ticker, to be honest. I had different terrible Canadian board games growing up, but never Stock Ticker.
Anytime you want to borrow it, Matt, I'll let you.
All right, I want to borrow that Mad game.
It's
Mad
pretty
game.
weird.
What? Me worry? All right, on that note, Callum, what do you got going on? You can tell us about Jaden, please.
Yeah, I was muted. So Jaden Wallace Hall, I was thinking about him a bit before the session, and I think a way you could describe this dilettante homme fatale would be like picture a androgynous Lucille Bloom from Arrested Development, but friendlier. But still, Lucille Bloom from Arrested Development. And yeah, he could... or friend Jackson Elias sort of besmitten Jaden, so we'll see if something happened on that front. On my own front, first of all, a big thank you to everyone at Garblag, because thanks to you, I've crossed the 100 subscribers on YouTube and 100 subscribers on Twitch, which means on YouTube I could can have a custom URL now, and I got a stretch goal now. I'm very close on my Patreon. I'm here begging every week. I'm very close. I'm $2.50 from unlocking a new website on my Patreon page. I've been working in the background on this new website. It's going to be beautiful, but we got some financial things we need to take care of. So if anyone's got even just a single dollar they think I'm worth every month for a little while, it doesn't have to be for a lifetime, please consider going to the Patreon of the release. Thank you very much.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you, everybody who has started to follow and subscribe on Twitter and Twitch. Jeff, can you tell us about Louis and whatever you got going on? You got a new game starting soon. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got a couple. So Louis Salvatore. He's from Flushing, New York, from Queens. He's a mess, is honestly what he is. But he is supposedly a private investigator who has potentially some criminal ties, which is why he's out of the country, out of New York and down in Peru, kind of laying low while certain things die out. Last time he got to shoot something, so that was exciting. And he had to run up really fast, which is never a good thing for him. So he was huffing and puffing most of the way. As for me, twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers is where we play a lot of our games. We play a lot of tabletop role-playing games, and also over on the Free League Publishing channel as well. In March, we're starting up 2 new games. We got a Things from the Flood sandbox that we're going to be starting in a couple weeks. Very excited about that. And I'm hoping to get our Delta Green Impossible Landscapes game up and running by the end of March. That one's a little bit more challenging, so we'll see. But that's the plan. So two big games coming down the pike soon.
2 very good games.
Yeah,
coming up.
So, very excited.
All right, Ben, can you tell us about Quentin? And you have some exciting news coming up here this week as well.
Well, fingers crossed that I do, yeah. The Right Honourable Viscount Quentin Aloysius Goff, technically Professor the Right Honourable Viscount Quentin Aloysius Goff, but he doesn't go in for that kind of things, is a gentleman scholar from very much Little England. He's the sort of person that would be absolutely out of place anywhere except an ancient section of a museum. Get him in there, he's all over the place, everything's fine. But wandering around the streets of Argentina, he's looking for people that can speak Aramaic to give him directions. It's not working out.
It's like Brody from Indiana Jones.
Yeah, quite a bit like Brody. As for me, well, I'm on Garblag Games, garblanging away. I've got a Spire game coming up in March, which is going to be on the channel on a Friday evening slot. Once my current Alien game reaches the end of its run, which is going very well. My lovely corporate agent has managed to convince everybody that separating is a great idea by telling them not to separate, which is always a good start. So I've got them going underwater to investigate mysterious goings on down there, whilst some of them scour the surface base and find out what's happening there. I'm hoping to be able to announce a Kickstarter soon, but Kickstarter themselves are being a little cagey about letting me. So I'm checking my email every 4 minutes.
We don't know
Going,
about this
is it there yet?
character. It'll come through. It'll come trust
through.
me. It'll come through in the next.
I've got until
day or two.
Wednesday before I need to panic.
You'll be good.
Yes, so that's me. Hi, thanks.
Hello. All right, and hey, I'm Matt. I'm running this game for everybody. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us so far on this journey, whether it be live or on YouTube, or you can now get this in podcast form, and it is even more enhanced and great to listen to in podcast form because of the wonderful people at Sirenscape who are providing these sounds. You can maybe on the stream right now hear some light piano music going on. If not, let me know and I can turn it up. But we have this enhanced by Sirenscape. Also, the lovely people at Chaosium have provided some starter set PDFs for us to give away on our shows for the next few weeks. So we'll be doing that. So make sure you're watching. And at some point through the stream, we're going to stop. We're going to stop the action. And we're going to do another giveaway for a Call of Cthulhu starter set PDF to one of our lucky viewers. And what do I got going on? I have a zine on Zine Quest right now called Kill Today, Die Tomorrow, inspired by spaghetti Western cinema. So, rules light, original system, looking forward to doing that. It is funded. Thank you to everybody who has backed the project. We're just working on stretch goals now. Right before going live, we unlocked the stretch goal of getting a custom character sheet made up, which I'm very excited for. If you saw samples from the artist, he's very talented.
Beautiful.
He's a very talented artist and illustrator. He makes works of art that are also functioning character sheets, so I'm excited to see what he comes up with for this game. But that's it for me. So let's get into it. So after last week's session, we did the stat upgrades, the skill upgrades, so you guys don't have to listen to and watch us do that, because it's not the most exciting thing to watch on stream. But we will do luck, because we spent a lot of luck last week. And I figured you might all want to see how much luck everybody gains week over week as we're burning through it. So I'm going to read through the luck recovery once again. So the players roll a D100, and if they roll higher than their current luck, you add 2d10 plus 10 to your luck. If you roll equal to or less, it's 1d10 plus 5 to your current luck.
So basically, you can roll your luck test, and if you fail it, then you get more points.
Yes.
So did you say it was D100 plus something, or does the plus come
D100,
after the D100?
Just roll, click on your luck. Click on luck on your character sheet.
If you roll over your current luck score, 2d10 plus 10. If you roll equal to or less than, 1d10 plus 5. And add that onto your current luck score.
Oh, good Lord, I failed that.
No, you want to roll high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that.
Equal to or under, not equal to or over, right, Matt?
Equal to or under is 1d10 plus 5.
I rolled my exact score.
Ooh.
Oh, use a luck point, Jeff.
So I had
failed,
17.
so I rolled over.
Mm-hmm.
I got 26.
Holy crap. You rolled max?
No.
Oh, you rolled under. Never mind.
Yeah, I rolled 2d10 plus 10 and got 26. That was pretty
That's a lot of luck.
So there's no maximum luck?
99 is your maximum luck. So you can get to a point where you're just sitting at max luck every week if you're not spending it. And that's why, like Pulp Cthulhu really amps up the number of spends you can use for luck. And this, you get more luck at the beginning of every session, because it really encourages you to use that as an in-game economy throughout the session. We can go over some of the use of luck. We haven't really touched on it. And maybe while you guys are updating your luck scores, I can kind of talk about what you can do. So you can adjust a skill or characteristic roll for the cost of 1 luck to increase it by 1, or I should say decrease it by 1. You can adjust a weapon fumble or a firearm malfunction outcome. That costs 10 luck. So if you roll like a critical failure on an attack, you can spend 10 luck to undo that failure. You can have sanity loss. So if you're going to take some sanity loss, if you take 5 or more sanity loss at one time, you go into a bout of madness, and bad things happen. And those last usually for hours. So you can actually have sanity loss. The cost of that, though, is double the number of sanity points lost. So if you lost 10 sanity, you'll have to spend 20 luck to have that down to 5. If that makes sense. And avoiding unconsciousness, 1 luck point doubles each round thereafter. So if you're going to be knocked unconscious, you can spend luck to avoid that. It's only a scratch. That costs you 20 luck. And that will lessen the severity of wounds. And avoiding certain death. So if you're going to die, you have to spend all your luck points, but it costs at least 30. 30 points is the minimum to spend. So if you have 30 points or more, you can spend that to avoid death or dying in Pulp Cthulhu. So there you go. That's what we can also use our luck for outside of just decreasing or getting successes on our skill rolls. We'll get into it as we do more combat. We had combat last week, speaking of which. So last week, where did we go? We went to the university. We met with a Professor Sanchez, who was keen on going on the expedition with Larkin, but Larkin will not take him along. And we learned that Sanchez is an expert of the area, and that his concern here is that these artifacts are going to leave his country. Basically, Larkin's going to go there. He's going to pillage them. There's no laws stopping you whatsoever in 1921, in Peru from taking these antiquities out of the country and doing whatever you want with them. So he wanted to come along. He wanted to properly investigate this, tag it, date it, get it in a museum, and keep it within his country. One of his students a Trinidad Rizzo, was down in the storeroom, and she was doing the finishing touches on translating some text from a conquistador that was in the area many, many centuries ago that was tied to this pyramid that you're heading towards. So who was it that went downstairs to go look on Miss Rizzo? It was Gwen and Louis?
Yeah, that's right. The New Yorkers.
The New Yorkers. You went down there, and you found that she was on the floor. Something had happened to her. Upon closer inspection, it looks like she was attacked. There was a perfect circular kind of like wound on her chest. She had passed out. There was a golden ward that was laying on the ground, and you took a closer look at that, and it looks like there was like skin had been burned or melted onto it. And you'd also found the translation of what she was working on. It was an account of a conquistador that came on over, and they had removed this ward in question, the one that was laying on the floor, from a pyramid in the southern highlands of Peru. And it spoke about how it turned these conquistadors, these Spanish conquistadors, into vampires, or carisi, as they're called by the locals, or fat suckers, as it translates. And that was the other thing you found with that young lady who was attacked, that it seemed like she'd been drained of all the fluids or fat in her body. She was shriveled up completely. From there, we jumped to what? Back to Professor Sanchez, and there was an attack outside. Someone was screaming and yelling outside that they had been attacked, and there was a young man who was laying in the grass of the university, and he was screaming that he'd been stabbed with a sword by an assailant. So who went out there and looked? Louis and Jim.
But at that point, I decided they'd been, just before that happened, I decided they'd taken a long time downstairs, so I sort of was bored with the clever people and decided to go downstairs and see what the two New Yorkers were up to.
Right, the clever people. The two New Yorkers. And that's when you found out about the attack, the assault on the student. And Jaden, back in the professor's office, caught a glimpse of who he believed to be Luis de Mendoza on the grounds. So Jaden and Louis hopped through the window and went on the trail of de Mendoza.
It was a magical adventure.
It was a magical adventure. Cut back around the building itself, and just as LC was coming back up the stairs because he was bored with what was going on down in the basement, it was
just as I'd left as well, wasn't it? I walked out of the room because everybody said, "Oh, okay, go downstairs." All right. Walked out of the room, and then the murder happens inside the room.
That's right.
For crying out loud.
Professor Sanchez was attacked by de Mendoza, came in through the window, he came in through the school, he came through the back door, and his mouth was open in a big circle, covered with rows of teeth. I could show, actually, the pictures to the people watching here this week, because we now have the overlay.
Don't talk about the mouth.
Don't talk about the mouth?
So many teeth. There were so many teeth.
I'm going to show him a picture of the mouth. Let's see, Peru, Carisi. There we go. So people at home, they can see this. So this is completely circular and just rows and rows of teeth going back into the mouth. And he seemed to be like regurgitating some sort of like worm or something out of his mouth and into or towards Sanchez. And that's when LC walked in and interrupted this, I don't know what you want to call it, ceremony? I don't know. Whatever it was, interrupted what was going on and threw a cricket ball at the creature to stop.
That's right.
to stop it. And that's when, shortly after that, Jaden and Louis ran into the room. Louis, you shot it, did you not?
I did. Yeah.
Jaden had their rock ready, but I believe it was a hit from the cricket bat of LC that finished this thing off. If I'm correct, I can't remember.
I think the shot killed it. I hit
Was it a bullet? Okay, you ran up
and then he shot it, and then I just clubbed it a few times extra on the floor,
just to be safe.
That's right. Just double take. So with gunshots and screaming and yelling and all sorts of noises, and police being right outside the window, they came in here to investigate, and they found the bloody saber from the attack outside in the room, and all of you standing around with a man beaten and shot laying on the floor.
It happens.
Yeah, nothing weird or incriminating going on here whatsoever.
it's a professor's office. This is what happens there.
Yeah,
I really
that's what
wanted that sword for historical reasons.
I'm surprised you all didn't take the saber. You kind of kicked it aside, but you were.
I was trying to get it, but I was trying to get it, politely and legally.
That's
Yeah.
right. You were.
Which is
Oh,
my
that's right.
first
We had a roll.
mistake.
You also went British on them, which was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
funny. That was pretty great.
That was excellent. Yeah.
That's right. And I think that just about covers everything that took place last week. Did I forget anything?
No, I
No?
don't think so.
No.
All right, so you spent quite a few hours at the police station being interrogated and questioned about what happened. The police determined that you had nothing to do with the attack outside, but Dame Mendoza has been sent to the hospital, and you are undergoing continued investigation as to the attack that you did perpetrate on him. And you've been told, don't leave Lima. You gotta stay here, because we're investigating this attack now on this man.
We're so leaving Lima.
Oh yeah.
So
Where's
you're
my
not-
plane?
She's like, sure, we promise. We ain't gonna leave. No problem. Okay, bye. And then sleep.
So long, Lima. That's right. So you're back at your hotel, and you've been ordered to stay here as they investigate this murder, because you killed this man. All of you were in the room. You're all suspects, especially
We,
the guy
we
who
did
smoked
we
it.
did we did emphasize the fact that he was attacking the professor, though.
It ain't
So
a murder. It's self-defense.
it's
you
a
know?
defensive.
We're heroes. We saved the poor man's life because of this. What are you talking about?
Right.
Certainly, Inspector. I don't come across to you as a murderer, do I?
The interrogations are pretty rough because everybody here speaks Spanish, and they've had to bring in translators. And now you can tell through the investigation or through the interrogations that quite a bit is being lost in translation. Your translator is definitely not in your court. They're not in your.
The
in
other
your
thing
favor
is,
here.
there's another dead body too. Like there was the research
The woman
assistant.
downstairs, yeah.
So you think you
Oh,
killed
that's
her
right,
too,
with the
you know?
circular.
I don't want to tell you how to do your business, but I don't know. Things just ain't adding up here. I don't think.
How big is the caliber on that gun?
It ain't that big. It ain't that big. It's a 38. That ain't an exit wound.
This is a scandal. I require a lawyer. Could I get lawyers for all of us?
A
Maybe
lawyer
some-
is unsatisfactory. This will require intervention from the embassy.
You're told that you don't have the same rights here that you do where you're from, and you will not get a lawyer.
But I shall call the embassy.
Ring the British embassy, sure.
Absolutely.
When you leave, they're not
Outrageous.
even. You don't even get a phone call here. When you leave, you can try to reach folks elsewhere, but you are going to be watched from now on at your hotel. There are going to be policemen stationed outside watching you and your whereabouts. So you've been ushered and sent back to and kind of put under house arrest in your hotel. What do you all want to do? You now know Dame Mendoza is involved in something or other. Larkin is staying at a different hotel than you. You don't know if Larkin's been informed of what happened with Dame Mendoza and that you killed him. And you still have it's Saturday, and your expedition for Puno leaves on Monday. Monday is when the trucks arrive, and you are to take off for Puno and Lake Titicaca. From there, the plan is to get some mules and go over the Peruvian highlands, because you're not going to be able to drive trucks through them, to this location of this pyramid. But you do have more details on where this pyramid is now located, based off of the notes from a Figueroa, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like Gasper or Jasper.
Gasper
one of the two.
Figueroa.
Yeah.
So you have a
I
good
mean,
idea.
do we have to wait for Larkin? If this is the source of all the trouble, and we want to
You
we
can
want to
ring
investigate
Larkin.
this, chaps,
You could call him if you want. Or you could try to sneak out of your hotel. It's
This
up to
is-
you. You could try to smooth talk the police officers.
Oh, we can get out. We can get out. No problem. I can get us out. No problem.
Well, or we could
assume
do
we all
things-
sort of meet up in the hotel bar to
Sure.
discuss what we're going to do.
Invite him over for a drink.
Well, after visiting the quarters of the local police, it seems to me that they are in dire need of subventions to invest in their infrastructure. Maybe I could help a bit with that. Maybe they would be a bit more understanding of the specifics of our situation if I prove myself to be supportive of their local projects.
Equally, I can phone the embassy and make trouble for them. They won't be terribly pleased if a viscount is being held against his will in the country.
You know what?
Not to mention a cricket legend like LC.
You know what? It's not
True.
an entirely bad idea you just had there. It's not great, but it's not entirely bad. I think if you combine this,
I think you might be onto something there, old boy.
with my own suggestion, you could. How could I put that in simple terms for you? The carrot and the stick. I think that's why lower middle class people call that.
Yes,
Academics.
I can see the motivation there. So you think that if we take a double-pronged approach here of investing in their infrastructure whilst simultaneously threatening them, and then Louis arranges to get us out via clandestine means, then we apply all three of these techniques at once.
I mean, if you want, that seems a bit much, maybe the three of them. But yeah, I guess yes.
Always
Yeah,
good to
yeah.
have a backup
We just
plan.
need them to look the other way rather than let us go. We ask them for a little time and we take advantage of that time. Sure, yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. And if you
So-
need anyone
Well.
to distract the local constabulary, I could always go for a stroll. I mean, I do kind of stand out in my
Well,
whites.
I could go talk to those gentlemen who are observing us from the opposite corner of the bar. I assume, Matt, that's the case from your description.
The police officers, they're actually stationed outside. They are not in here. And-
Okay.
Sorry, Megan, I noticed you talking, but I think you're muted. I didn't hear you. So if you want to contribute to the plan, it was muted when you're...
Hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I just said I'd call Larkin.
Okay, so they're all there coming up with the plan. You just stroll over to the phone at the bar and call Larkin at his hotel he's staying at. Sure, you call it sounds like an elderly lady answers. She's speaking just Spanish to you, but you get across Larkin, Augustus Larkin, after much confusion, and you hear her. You hear like an acknowledging tone from her, and you just hear the phone be put down. You can hear like footsteps walking away. She's gone for quite some time, and she comes back, and she Augustus. She comes back, and you can't quite make out what she's saying. Actually, you can make a language roll to try and decipher what she's saying. You don't have any Spanish, do you?
Whirl.
Luck. Use your luck.
So do a language roll, but it's gonna be the highest difficulty, extreme. Move that slider all the way across.
-2, right?
Yes, -2.
Right.
I think the -2 is for penalty die.
Oh.
No, is it? That slider though, isn't it like 0, -1,
No, there's
-2?
there's two different things. There's like
Oh.
when you in the pop up, there's one for the difficulty, and then there's one for like penalty versus bonus die.
Excellent. 28. So it'll cost you 8
Yep. Let's do
luck?
it.
Oh, no, 28 luck. 28 luck. Can you spend 28 luck?
Yeah, I can.
You're going.
Yep. Totally.
Okay, through broken Spanish, you can you get it gets across that she's unable to get him. Like it sounds like he's sleeping. You've picked up the odd Spanish word, like not answering door. I hear that he's sleeping, but not answering.
Right. So he's probably on a trip or recovering from a trip. Right. All right. So
But
thank
he's
you very-
there.
Thank you very much. And then go back to the table with another couple bottles of rum, saying, "So Larkin's passed out. No way of getting hold of him. Anybody want a drink?
What's the plan with Mr. Larkin? I'm a bit confused. I thought that we suspected him to be behind what happened at the university,
he's
or
definitely
did I
involved,
mix
isn't
up
he?
people? So, are we still planning to travel with that gentleman and just ignore what happened, or are we planning our own expedition? And what about
We do need
Mr.
to know what he knows about Mendoza, don't we?
And what about Mr. Jackson? Well, I mean, maybe use his other name, Mr. Jesse Hughes. What is his intention regarding the situation? We haven't seen Jackson Elias, aka Jesse Hughes, recently, have we?
I'm gonna say he's in the bar with you. He's with all of you. He's under arrest because
Okay.
he was in the room when
Yeah.
and he was talking to the police. He was trying to defuse the
He was
situation.
translating.
Yeah, and translating for all of you. So he's actually in the bar with all you as well. And he pipes up.
Okay.
He's like, I don't know what Larkin's game is either. Like I said, I think he's tied to whatever this supposed what I assume is a cult. He's tied to it. Dame Mendoza was pointed out to me by a local in the Peruvian Highlands, and she told me to watch out for him, and he was dangerous. And she's the one who used the words Carisi. I don't believe what I saw back there. I can't believe what I saw back there, and I need to know more about what's going on.
His mouth was disgusting.
No,
I
that's-
still can't get it out of my
It's
head.
got to be some sort of medical abnormality or something. So some sort of birth defect. There's got to be something more. There's no such thing as vampires. That's ridiculous.
Lack of dental plans, this sort of things. You know,
He had an abundance
don't
of
floss
teeth, not a lack
properly.
of.
It can go very poorly.
It isn't unusual for certain aspects of primitive cultures to mimic the effects of supernatural creatures, deities, and such like as they believe. And they will use tools and body modification and things like that to replicate these effects. So it's possible that perhaps some kind of extensive jaw-breaking ritual thing has been done with tooth sharpening. Yeah, we don't have a lot of evidence.
It's no
Scott.
less concerning, if you ask me.
Absolutely. But this could still all just be purely cult-based activity. These cults will often indulge in ritual practices such as the ancient folk observed.
That may be true. But
Jackson Wise agrees with you. He goes,
Larkin
like
should
those-
know.
Yes, Larkin should know. Either way, either Larkin does know and is involved in some way, or Larkin does not know, in which case he has been duped by Mendoza. But Mendoza attacking a man in broad daylight is clearly not a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, it felt a bit.
He behaves more like a
Desperate.
brainwashed cultist than a criminal genius.
We shouldn't
It
forget.
was pretty slapdash, wasn't it?
He also killed that girl down in the records department, and there was all those little fancy doodads that you were looking at. So I don't know whether or not the one out in broad daylight was like, that clearly was just he was getting in the way. So whatever it might be, it's.
Oh,
got
clearly
something to do-
the boy in the quad was in the way. I
Yeah.
meant killing the professor in broad daylight just as we were speaking to him.
Yeah.
Must have realized that would draw attention. Unless the plan is for the police to slow down our investigation into Larkin and what's going on. So I think we definitely need to get some more information from Larkin. I would suggest, if we're able to, Louis, you seem quite competent at this sort of thing. Do you think you'd be able to get to Larkin
I could get to Larkin,
and maybe
and I could get it out of him too. No
ask
problem.
him a few questions?
Well, I'll ask him some questions.
I'm quite curious. Should I go along again, trying to breathe both ice and fire rather than go all gun blazing fire? If you don't mind, Louis.
Oh no, you want to do a
Good
little
cop, bad
bad
cop.
cop? Yeah. We could do that. I'll be the bad cop.
Splendid.
Do you chaps want me to distract the fuzz?
Well, is there anything wrong with us meeting Mr. Larkin? Are we
He's
they'll
in a
just be
different hotel
following
and
you.
we've been told
He's
to
in
stay
a-
put.
strictly at the hotel? I thought we could stay in the city.
They weren't
really
clear.
want them following
Unfortunately,
you.
my Spanish isn't very good, so
Yeah, mine is quite rusty
I will
as
have
well.
to defer to the Viscount on that front. But I thought if I took a very obvious walk out the front of the building, then they might be curious where I'm going and follow me.
If they're only out the front, I'm sure this place is a back exit. Sneak on out, put a little hat on, make Jaden not look so adorable. They won't be able to
Perhaps,
recognize
Miss
him.
Murphy, if you went with LC, that would draw more attention.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm sure.
I am, after all, just a stuffy, incompetent British academic. They can't possibly suspect me of being any risk to them.
Bookish, I think, is the term, isn't it?
Quite, yes. Bookish.
Oh, we just got raided. Hey, Free League Publishing people.
Hello.
He's right there. He's like next to you.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Melly. Thanks for the raid.
Hey, Millie.
All right, so the plan is Jaden and Louie are going to go try and sneak out to go meet up with Larkin.
Yeah, out like a back way if possible.
Sure.
Timing
Of
it
course
with
there's a
LC.
back way. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a delivery door in the back of this hotel. And Quentin and LC were going to go try and, go talk to the police officers or try to just kind of distract them or get rid of them?
Megan and I thought, wasn't it? We're going to go and just sort of be obvious out the front and distract the cops, and maybe look suspicious so that they wonder where we're going, kind of thing.
Woman in trousers. That's pretty suspicious right there.
All right.
Tintin coming with us or
Yes.
going with...
No, I shall stay here and put through a call to the embassy.
Okay.
All right.
Let Louis, just let him call the embassy. He calls them every day.
That's fine.
I have some books to go through as well. I need to look up some
of
the rubbings that we made.
Sure, I don't think he's got the Constitution with what I'm about to do, so it's fine. It's probably good.
He doesn't have the Constitution. All right. So let's cut over to LC and Gwen then. They're gonna go distract the police officers out front.
Yep. Are they pretty obvious? Like,
They're standing out there. They're standing outside. They're just having a drink. There's all sorts of stands and stalls set up, and they're having some fruit juice that's being sold nearby outside. And they're standing right at the door, and they're kind of leaning up against the wall of the hotel itself. And you and LC walk outside, and they boom, all of a sudden straighten up, and they fix their hats, and they put down their drinks, and they start kind of shouting at you in Spanish to go back inside.
And I'm gonna. Oh, LC, pardon me, I've forgotten something, and I pop back into the hotel, back into the bar.
Okay, so now they're just pointing and shouting at you, LC, to go back in. They're kind of trying to like usher you back. They're trying to push you. Not like
I'm sorry, old chap. I
but...
don't quite understand what you're saying. I just had a quick errand to run. I mean, come with me if you want. I'm just popping down here, down this way. Sorry, I don't understand your. I can't speak Spanish. I'm very sorry. But you come with me this way.
And I come running out of the hotel, like, oh my goodness! I come over to the police officers and I grab their lapels and I'm like, my purse! Oh my gosh, my purse! I don't know where it's gone. I'm like hanging all over them, going, oh my gosh, like my purse, a woman. I don't know what to do. I need your help, please.
Sure, so the one that you're grabbing the lapels of, he's kind of taken aback, and he looks at the other one like, what do we do? They don't really understand what you're saying. The one you're not grabbing is kind of like telling the other one to go, like he's pointing at him and pointing to you to like go with you. Mm-hmm. And so he shrugs, and the one that you're tugging on kind of like begrudgingly like comes with you, or are you gonna take them back into the hotel, or what do you want to do?
Absolutely, I'll take them back into the bar, both of them. I'll grab the one that I was hanging onto the lapel's hand and lead him into the hotel, into the bar.
Sure.
And start frantically looking under tables and get them to go down underneath the tables and help me look.
Sure. Make me a persuade roll, please, as you start pointing here and there and shouting at them, and they're trying to somewhat understand. There's going to be no negatives because your emotion that you're getting across is quite obvious. So even though you don't speak the same language, oh, wow. Okay. You convince the officer. He calls the other one, who then comes in, and the two of them are looking up and down and around and all over the bar, wherever you're pointing, and they're trying to help and trying to understand exactly what is going on here. But they see the panic in your voice, in your mannerisms, and they're both like trying to help, and they're bumbling around. That was a really good success you got there. Quentin, you're at the bar picking up the phone. They're like, yes, Viscount, again, what is it? And you see these two police officers come into the Gwen in a hurry. She's yelling and pointing, and they're kind of like going wherever she's ducking around. Elsie, you're left alone to your own devices outside. The police officers are now inside.
So the wheel that you can't see from the doorway of the hotel, assume wherever the car is parked.
Yeah.
So if it's facing us, the passenger rear wheel, I may just go over and like let the air out of the wheel of the tire of their car,
and put a banana in their tailpipe.
Man,
I was thinking about that. The fruit stand, the fruit juice stand nearby. Are they like juicing oranges or bananas or something?
I know you're questioning
stuff
on
some fruit up the tailpipe.
What is natural fruits in Peru? I don't know. Maybe the chat could tell us. But whatever is native to Peru, those are the fruits that you're gonna find there that they're juicing and available, and also available to consume, unjuiced and raw form. But yeah, you could do that. And
yeah, you see if they've got anything. Are there any like documents or anything interesting in there?
Oh yes, sir. Going through the police.
These are simpler times, aren't they? And people
they are
don't
simpler
always...
times.
And cars are easier to break into. And I know they're the police. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not necessarily going to do anything, but I'm just curious if there's anything interesting in their car.
Sure, you start rummaging through their car.
No.
No?
I'm going to look in through the windows.
Oh, okay, you're not...
I'm like looking in to see if there's anything interesting.
But
I'm not
But you want to discreetly also let the air out of the tire, don't you?
Yeah. I could do that by doing my laces up down by the side of their wheel and popping the valve or something.
Sure, I'll get you to do me a stealth roll for that, please. Oh my goodness.
Oh, can I use some luck on that?
I don't think you can on a critical failure. I think
can someone give me a reroll?
Oh yeah, the chat, can you help Elsie out and give them a reroll?
No, don't help him. Let that slide. I've never seen one of those before.
Double skull critical failure.
Had to be on the...
Oh, there we go.
Time. Hey! Thank you, Naren and Zeka. You're awesome. I'm going to roll it again, aren't I?
All right. So you bend down to tie your shoelaces, and as you do so, you just kind of start to you take your cricket bat and you put it on the valve and start to slowly let the air out of the tire as you're doing up your shoelace. And as you get back up, you look through the window of the car. You see that there's a newspaper, today's newspaper, lying on the seat. And on the front page, there's actually a picture of Dame Mendoza. And there's also a picture of a hospital bed that is empty. Unfortunately, you don't speak Spanish, so you can't quite make out what the article's about.
However, you do speak role-playing games, so...
Looks like he's escaped from hospital. Is hospital anywhere on there?
Yes, hospital's right across the top. And yeah, if you want, you could make me a language roll as well. It would be hard.
Oh my god!
Try to pick up the details of what you.
I've got 1% in language.
What language?
But I just get 3 rerolls. So
language own actually equals your intelligence score. So whatever your
language
intelligence
own.
is.
Oh, sorry, language own, did you say?
Yes, language own. Go ahead and do that. You're just going to kind of decipher it with broken Spanish, like what you picked up. No.
I failed.
Yeah, you can't really pick it up. You're like, yeah, he's in the hospital.
I might use some luck for that one.
Wow, it's a lot of luck. No?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I just failed. I failed.
Okay, so you're unable to... But you could grab the paper through the open window of the police car. It's completely rolled down and kind of tuck it under your arm if you want.
Let's do that.
All right. Well, let's jump over to Louie and Jaden then, who's making their way through the back of the hotel. And you go to the delivery door. There's staff it's not like a modern hotel where there's tons of staff and people milling about. It's actually pretty empty, pretty dead, and you find the back door no problem, and you make your way over to it. There's nobody back there. You crack it open, and you look, and it empties out into a back alley. There's no cops or anything back here.
There's no cops. Then, yeah, I mean, like, we'll go the direction that. This is just like is this a back alley or a side alley? Is it like the side? Like,
It's a side alley. It's a side alley.
So we'll take whatever route wouldn't bring us back out to the street of the front of the hotel.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have you roll or anything for that because you actually made a point of acquainting yourself with the local area your first night here. So you went through all these back alleys and rubbed shoulders with all the nefarious characters that inhabit them. So you and Jaden are actually able to find your way through side streets, through side alleys to the Hotel España quite easily. That's where España. That's where Larkin and Mendoza were staying or are staying. So you get here, you can see the front of the hotel. There's no police or anything parked out here. There's no cops on the street. It's just a regular street. People milling about, horseback, in the odd car. People selling things on the sidewalks.
I will have though a cautious look around.
Okay.
If there's someone, maybe not necessarily the police, but someone keeping an eye on the hotel or someone suspicious.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a spot hidden, please?
Spot hidden.
Both of you can.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Success.
Let's run some sounds that aren't in the bar now that the two of you are walking around. So you're standing across the alleyway, across the street from the hotel, and you're looking around. And, Louis, you're poking around, you're looking, and it seems like the coast is clear. And then, just as you're about to turn to Jaden, let him know that everything looks good, you see across the way, down the street, someone who appears to be of the European descent or something, or American descent, and they're wearing a big black wide-brimmed hat. And the two of you lock eyes, and then they just kind of disappear into the side alley that they were at.
They were just normal. Was there any sort of distinguishing clothing, just like they weren't like wearing a uniform or anything?
No, no uniform or anything.
Okay. So I'll just turn to Jaden and make, I don't think we're the only one here looking for this guy. Keep your eyes peeled, and I'll describe who I saw. Just to keep out, look for a man, big hat, stands out a bit, and I'll point to wherever he came from. Like, we might not be alone.
Okay. Should we proceed to reception and ask for Mr. Larkin?
Yeah, I think, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. You can go ahead and do the talking for now.
Sure.
Okay.
So you proceed inside. There's not really like a lobby per se in this hotel. It's a 2-story hotel, not very large. And when you first enter, there's just a little kind of greeting area. There's no desk or anything. There's an older looking, she looks like she's maybe in her mid to late 60s, Peruvian woman sitting there. And she stands up, she greets you. She greets you in Spanish, hola, hola. And she starts asking if, pointing at rooms. When she determines that you don't speak English, and
disculpe, el señor Larkin.
Oh, with that, it takes her a moment to recognize the name. Then, sí.
Muchas gracias.
And she just kind of sits there. Wait, you say Larkin, and she's like, yeah, sí.
I point the stairs. Where? Friend, Mr. Larkin.
She goes, ocho.
Ocho. Okay, I mean, I know what ocho means.
You know. Ocho. And she's pointing at the stairs that lead up to the second floor.
Okay, she says stuff about ponchos or something upstairs.
You and Louis could both make, again, a hard own language roll. We'll do own language because you're starting to pick up a little bit of Spanish while you've been here the last few days.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have come.
Yeah, Quentin's on the phone with the annoyed embassy.
Succeeded.
All right, Jaden.
Ocho. 8. 8. Room 8, I guess.
Mm.
We making progress, Louis, here. We're a good team.
Indeed. Do I see anyone in the lobby area that have I tracked the person I saw on the street? Did they come inside or did they just like disappear down an alley?
They disappeared down an alley, and
Okay.
you've been kind of watching over your shoulder ever since then. So I'm not going to make you do another spot hidden.
Okay. All right. Shall we go?
Yeah.
So-
I go upstairs. Is it rather quiet? I'd like to mark my lobes and try to hear if I hear anything.
Gotcha. It is very quiet in here right now. There is not people coming going. Like I said, it's quite a small hotel. It's 2 stories. From what you can determine, it looks like there's maybe 12 rooms in this place. So 6 on the ground floor, 6 on the top floor. Very, very quiet, very kind of discreet sort of place. It is much nicer than the hotel that you were staying, that he put you up in, though. A little bit more posh. But it's also decorated in a bit of an eccentric manner. The walls are painted like a bright primary colors and covered with paintings and photographs of the area and an odd selection of statues and plants here and there. But it's a very quiet place.
Okay, well, I proceed to room 8, and I will, before knocking, I will try to listen through the door if I hear if there's someone in there.
Sure. You get to the door. I'm not going to make you roll. You just put your ear right to the door and you listen, and you can hear snoring, heavy snoring coming from within Larkin's room, or at least room 8, which you believe is Larkin's room.
I turn to Louis and say,
What? Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm gonna try the door gently to see if it's unlocked.
Sure.
behind Louis.
Yeah.
I look in the corridor.
You look down the corridor. There's nobody about. Louis, you gently try to turn the doorknob, and it doesn't. It's locked. It only goes so far.
Can I try to pick it?
Yes, you can.
I do have locksmithing.
Yeah, standard locksmithing.
So I'll say, keep an eye out. Just let me know if someone's coming. So I'll kneel down. I'll pull out, some various odds and ends that I might have in my pockets, and I'll see if I can roll a locksmith.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. I have a sound playing right now, actually called Confronting Larkin, and there's not a lot of sounds going on, but
A lot of donkey sounds.
the donkey sounds have stopped
Yes.
by now. The donkeys are gone.
It's a donkey.
You're not allowed
That
upstairs.
first one
Pinocchio, you
freaked
turn
me
into a
out.
donkey.
That's a success, man.
Success. All right, so you kneel down. Jaden is watching out over down the hallway, kind of stands to block what you're doing, and you get down there and you start picking the lock, and click, gives away, and the door just kind of swings silently open. It's cracked open. You can see the room just from this crack is just it's a mess. There's clothes everywhere. The couch, the cushions are everywhere. The table's kind of flipped over, and the chairs have flipped over. And you can see laying in the bed is Larkin. He's got his shirt slightly unbuttoned. He's sweating profusely, and he's passed out on the bed.
Is there anybody? Do we see signs of anybody else here, another room or anything where someone could be?
In the room with him?
Yeah, do we see is there any signs of anybody else?
Do you want to just kind of tell from this cracked door, or do you want to go in?
Oh, yeah, I'll be going in.
Okay, just
Yeah.
walking in. I'm not going to make you roll. There are not signs of anyone else in here. You kind of poke around. He doesn't wake up. He doesn't budge. He is out cold. You see that his arm does have marks on it. There is a small vial on the nightstand next to him. You already picked up that he has an opiate problem, so you can put 2 and 2 together here. What's going on? The state that he's currently in. You do notice though, like I said, his shirt is unbuttoned. You notice there is a rather large tattoo on his torso that is exposed with his shirt unbuttoned. that you can kind of make out. But in 1922, it is very unusual to have a big, massive tattoo covering your torso, like almost his whole torso is covered in this big, massive black
It's a tattoo of Danny Trejo.
Yes.
I didn't know Mr. Larkin was a sailor.
Maybe.
What does it show, that tattoo? Can we tell?
Yeah, you can go over and then you get it, kind of just like move his shirt aside. Like I said, he's drenched in sweat and the room reeks. It's disgusting. Like, this is, again, you don't even need to roll for this. You get a whiff of cologne, but you also smell that like rotting meat or rotting like flesh sort of smell, just permeating his room. It's stinging your nostrils as you're standing there. You're almost kind of gagging. You're holding like your arm or your sleeve up against your nostrils. You're poking around. The large tattoo itself, it looks like it's a big spiral that covers his chest, and it radiates from the center of his sternum, and it ends just above his diaphragm, where it connects with a stylized, misshapen humanoid figure with large outstretched hands that appear to end in claws.
Okay, I try to remember, to really try to remember it very well for later. I make a sign to Louis to stay close but not engage. Is there a chair next to the bed or close?
There's a chair nearby. Both of you could actually also make me a Cthulhu Mythos roll, looking at this tattoo. I know you both have 1%, but
I got 0.
Oh, you should have 1%. If you click the lock and unlock it, I think everybody starts with 1% in it.
Don't forget your luck.
And you can spend luck like Ben did last week. No, Louis, you've never seen anything like this. This is a weird tattoo. And Jane, you've definitely never seen anything like this.
I think I've seen it actually somewhere.
Is there like a desk or anything here, maybe, with like
Definitely
sort of writing supplies or something?
Yeah, actually, on the desk are the two objects that he showed you at the table that night in the bar as well.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pocket those and put one of those in each one of the trench coat pockets.
Okay.
And then can you sketch? Can you sketch? My hand's shaking like crazy.
Can I sketch? Would that be art and craft?
Yeah, art and craft, and specifically...
I'm good with the camera, not so good with the drawing.
I can try. I mean, draw something.
Maybe we could, sketch it out for the professor, the Viscount. What?
Yeah, I can try to sketch
so
it
many
out.
Titles. Okay.
Quickly.
The chat says, go buy a camera. You do have a daily spending limit, remember?
Yeah. Use your phone.
I do have like 40 in photography, so like I probably should get a camera at some point.
Probably should pick one up.
I felt like the gun was more pressing.
Is there a picture? Okay. Taking a picture, and you will have the big flash and the tripod.
Yeah.
Just put the curtain over. Okay.
Still a better idea than chat just came up with, which was just cut the tattoo off it.
That's always an option, but not yet. Can we do any kind of other searching around in here, like anything else, like searching for what is it him that's the rotten meat, or do we get the sense that there might be something else?
Do you want to go sniff him? I don't know.
Yes, Matt, I would like to go sniff him.
Both you make me a spot hidden roll, please.
Okay.
I would like. Oh wow, Jaden. Okay. And Louis. So Jaden, the smell is clear. It is emanating from him, and he must be wearing the cologne to cover up this just ungodly, terrible smell. You've never smelled a person or like a smell coming off of someone like this before. Like, it is not natural. This is not sweat. This is like, it smells like rotting meat. It's been sitting out too long. Louis, you also determined this. You guys go over the whole room. There's nothing else out of the ordinary here. As you kind of go through the room, Larkin doesn't wake up, but Jane, with your success, you also remember that Mendoza was also staying in this hotel.
Oh.
You were reminded that he had a room here as well.
Okay, I lean to the ear of Louis. Louis, actually, Mr. Mendoza stayed at this hotel as well. Maybe we should sneak out of the room. We can come back and try to talk with Mr. Larkin, but it might be interesting to search Mr. Mendoza's room before.
So I'm gonna take a look at him. Is there anything I can tell? Like, does he look like he's in danger of like ODing or anything? Is he the way he's laying? He's not gonna like swallow his tongue or anything like that.
No,
you
that's
know?
a fair ask. Go ahead and make me a medicine roll. Did I say medical? Medicine, please.
It's a funny story about that.
You got like a 1 in
I
it?
have a 1. No, it looks fine.
I've dealt with corpse. That's not a corpse.
Yeah, you're just like, I think he'll be. He's lasted
Yeah.
this long doing it. He should be fine, right? You turned to Jaden.
Yeah, there had more cologne.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. It's a good idea. Let's go ask that. So ask the desk about Mendoza. Let's go. And yeah, we'll sneak on back out.
Okay, we sneak out.
Okay, close the door behind you and you leave.
Mm-hmm.
We locate again, maybe.
Do you want to kind of
Maybe not.
poke around? What do you want to do? You don't know which room Mendoza's in.
Well, I go see the old lady.
Yeah.
Sure.
Gracias, señor Larkin.
Yeah, okay, Larkin, yeah. Okay, you mentioned Larkin.
Disculpe, señor Mendoza?
With his name, she kind of turns her face up in disgust, and she says some...
Yeah.
Sounds like nasty words. She spouts out.
But, okay, which room? No.
What's 9 in Spanish? Nuevo? 9.
Nueve.
Nerve.
Okay.
Thank you. Nueve. Thank you. Listen, French is the second official language in Canada, not Spanish.
Oh, really? All right.
So my Spanish is not great. So she, room number 9, she tells you. Let's, with that, now that you know where Mendoza's staying, let's jump back to Elsie, Gwen, and Quentin. So, Gwen, you are pointing the officers around the room, and they are searching frantically, but they're not coming up with anything, and they're kind of like, you don't really understand what they're saying, but they have like an apologetic manner to them, and they're kind of coming back to you, and they're confused, but they want to help you at the same time. Elsie, you've taken the paper from the car, you've let out the air one of the tires, you've stuffed a banana in the tailpipe. Do you want to stroll back in after that, or what is your plan?
Yeah, I think I will. Can I pick up one of the little fruit juices that they were selling on the stand, so it looked like I've brought something with me?
Sure, you can buy. You have money,
then
so you can buy one of those and stroll back with it. You've got the paper tucked under your arm and your cricket bat. Quentin, You've been trying to ring the embassy. They have been quite annoyed with you calling daily and giving updates on everything that's going on.
I don't think Quentin would call them daily. That's not how he rolls.
Okay, sorry.
The embassy are sort of you bring out the big guns
Gotcha.
when you need them, kind of thing. You don't trouble like Her Majesty's diplomats.
Gotcha.
His Majesty's diplomats? Yes, it's the 1920s. His Majesty's diplomats, when they're doing their job, unless you actually need them. But being accused of a crime when you're a gentleman of standing is unacceptable.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yes, you're called in the big guns. You have not been pestering them, bothering them. You ring them, and you get someone at the desk. They get the story, and that's terrible. That's terrible. Well, we'll get you in contact with the proper people right away. What is it you require from us? What kind of
legal
assistance can we
representation,
provide?
perchance?
Legal
Maybe
representation.
somebody could have a word. Does the ambassador know anybody in the police department? One assumes that that's usually how these things work. He probably knows someone further up the food chain. Just needs to explain it to these chaps that they've got the wrong people and we were helping out. Also, they've taken away a historical artifact that I was in the middle of studying.
Oh, really? What was that?
Well, two actually. There's a piece of gold with some symbology on it, a historical artifact, and a sword, probably dating back to at least the time of the conquistadors, all
Sure.
tangled up in this unfortunate business with the professor.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a persuade roll? What is your
I can
relaying on this
try.
information?
Don't hold your breath. No,
Oh wow, that's and how much luck would that
quite
take?
the
A lot?
opposite.
Wow. 90? Is that what it take? No. You can't even spend that much luck. So they go, well, we can't really help with the artifacts per se, but
No,
we can
quite.
see.
I understand.
We'll see what the ambassador can do. Maybe we can get you some legal representation. Things aren't the fastest around here, you understand.
No, quite. I understand. Do pass on my regards to the ambassador, though.
Will do, will do.
Thank you so much for all your help.
Keep us abreast of the
Oh,
situation.
I've got a reroll. I forgot about that.
Oh, you do? Yeah, they bought you rerolls.
And now I have
they said,
two.
They said Ben will need it inevitably, and
Yeah.
they bought you. You got
Well,
one.
I'm going to try one of those rerolls. I'm not going to use both of them, but I don't hold out much hope because no,
Oh my goodness!
my persuade is shockingly poor.
Oh my goodness! All right,
So-
yeah. They go, no, we can't do anything about the antiquities, but I will pass this on to the ambassador, and we'll see what we can do for one of our people who has been accused of a crime here that they did not commit.
Splendid, splendid. Well, that's wonderful news. I must go and read a book now. Thank you so much for your help.
All right, Elsie, you walk in. Quentin is just hanging up the phone. He's at the bar still, and Gwen is pointing the police
Oh,
officer.
chap, I
around
think there's a bit of a problem, and I've slapped the paper down on the bar in front of Quentin, and I say, unless I'm much mistaken, that looks like somebody's I don't know. Gosh.
Jackson Elias is there still. He did not leave anywhere, so he's sitting with Quentin, and he sees the
Mr.
newspaper as
Elias.
well. And he picks it up. He's like, "What?" And he starts reading through it, and he goes, "It says here that Mendoza's body disappeared unexpectedly through the night. Nobody knows what happens. It just up and disappeared." It says here he was brought to the hospital DOA.
Yes, but it increases the likelihood of a small collective of individuals, doesn't it? A cult or a fellowship of some kind. They've gone in and they've taken the body away because it has some kind of telling marks that would give them away.
That's it exactly. He must have some sort of information or something, something telling about him that they would come and take him away in the middle of the night.
Perhaps a ritual scarring or tattooing, something like that. You get quite a lot of those.
Yes, no, exactly. I've
But-
seen it all
but-
across the globe when
but
I've
who did
investigated these
they-
other cults.
Who did they know here then? Surely this means a wider group of people, because Megan said that Larkin is asleep or passed out or something in his hotel room. Who else did Mendoza know? This is expanding.
Well, I'm going to head up to my room. I need to check a few books. I think there might be something in some of the histories that could help us. And if we can get an idea of how widespread this is, it may point us in the right direction.
I don't think you should go anywhere on your own.
I'm going to go to my room, old chap.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
everyone
leaving the
knows
hotel.
where we're staying. Everyone knows where we're staying.
I suppose
people are
that's
coming
true.
in and out of
Mendoza
the
does
building.
know where we are.
Yes, and anyone that would spirit away his body and seek vengeance would also know where we are. So I think we should get Gwen's attention, and then we should perhaps await our companion's return. This is escalating.
All right, so
Yes, quite.
I'm down on my hands and knees helping these guys try and find this purse. And I look over and see you guys looking and stand up, grab the purse from my pants from behind my back, chuck it into the corner, and go over and be like, "Oh, it's here, it's here, it's here. Thank you very much to the police officers for your kind assistance." Give them a kiss on each cheek and send them on their way.
All right, they seem quite confused about what just happened, what just played out, but you seem happy, so they seem happy, and they go back outside of the hotel.
Excellent.
Let's cut over to Louis and Jaden. Jaden has just received the room number for Mendoza. Louis, you're waiting upstairs.
I think it's gonna be all fine. We can go in the room. Mendoza is dead anyway,
Dead.
so
No
nobody's
problem.
gonna be there.
No one's gonna be there, yeah.
Ignore those gunshot noises that just started playing.
I just got really excited when I heard it was gonna be easy, so I just started firing my gun right there in the hole. It's gonna be easy. Boom.
I clicked on the Confronting Mendoza audio file, and apparently that's
Oh.
what happens.
Oh, okay.
No.
Must be a different Mendoza.
No, just ignore that. Ignore that.
Team Mendoza, whole family.
Yeah, yeah.
It's his brother, Kevin Mendoza.
Yeah.
It's for
Team
flashback
Mendoza
with the
is-
conquistador.
Kevin Mendoza.
Not the door
Oh,
still.
jeez. That's how Louis picks locks. He just shoots the door handle.
Here, this is the boarding. Here we go. The boarding. Hotel España. Oh, this isn't creepy at all. Alright, so Louis, you want to test your luck again at picking some locks? Because the door is locked when you go over to it.
Okay,
First, I
yeah.
listen to the door.
You listen to the door. Silence. Not a sound. You can faintly hear Larkin snoring in the room next door.
It's dead silent.
Why you guys said the
Oh.
word dead?
Like
It's
the
a little-
grave.
A little on the nose, don't you think, Jaden? Anyway, so I will kneel down again, and I will attempt to. Yeah, that's a 5.
Whatever is
Woo!
there, it's not snoring.
Yeah, you open this thing. There's no trace. You open it, no problem. You crack the door open, and you see you look through the crack. There's no one in there. And right off the bat, you see that Mendoza's room, Dave Mendoza, his room is the complete opposite of Larkin's. The bed is neatly made. All the furniture is fine. There's no suitcase. There's no clothes. There's no. It looks like this room's not even ever been used.
Some toenail marks in the ceiling crossbar.
Got ourselves a neat freak here. All right, just keep your eyes peeled. You know, there's that weird fella outside, and I will slowly creep inside.
Yeah, you slowly creep inside. Do you want to make a stealth roll? Like, do you want to do it stealthily, or how do you want to approach this?
I would say like Louis is being quiet, so yeah, I would probably
Okay.
roll stealth just by default. I'll burn some block. I'll burn 16
Okay.
to make that okay.
All right, so you go to open the door slightly. It starts to creak a little bit, and you pull back and make your way through quietly. And you look around. There's nobody in here from what you can see. Again, same setup as Larkin's room. Exact same setup. It's a carbon copy of it, but this one is not used whatsoever. Like there's no luggage, there's no suitcase, there's no nothing. The bed is untouched. It doesn't look like anybody stayed here. It looks like it was just freshly made.
I want to look for anything out of the ordinary. Whatever, like my private investigator eyes. Like this doesn't seem right. Maybe they cleaned his room up or something, but I want to look for anything that looks out of
So,
the ordinary.
do you want to just kind of like search this room top to bottom sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly move around.
Sure.
Got my hand in my pocket.
Sorry, you wanted me to stay outside? Is that what you said?
Just keep an eye in case someone's coming.
Okay.
It's fine. So yeah, I'll slowly go throughout the room, just looking for anything hidden, anything that looks just strange, because this is kind of peculiar.
Yeah, you're poking around. Nothing is standing out, which is, like you said, peculiar. That's the weird thing about it. So you start kind of like looking under the furniture, looking in the bathroom, looking in there's like a closet you can hang up your jacket and coats and such in. And as you're poking around, you see something under the bed. It looks like there's a sack under the bed, and that's the only thing that stands out in this whole room, this whole place.
I'll look and I'll reach under and I'll pull the sack out from under the bed.
Sure, you pull the sack out, and there's something inside. From the shape and the size of it, looks like it's roughly 6 inches square in size, and it's heavy. It almost feels kind of like when you slide it across the floor, because it's a wooden floor in here. It sounds almost like metallic, whatever's inside this sack. It's not squirming, Millie. That would be great.
Okay. How far am I from where Jaden is?
Jane, whereabouts are you? In the room.
I was just outside the room, so if Louis gives me a sign that I can enter, I will.
Yeah, if I don't see any signs of anyone in here, any danger, I'll wave Jaden then.
Okay, so I sneak in and I have a look around.
Yeah, you look around. And everything that Louis saw, like the room is untouched. But Louis is there on the floor, and he's got this sack that next to him that he's pulled out from underneath the bed.
What did you find, Louis?
And I will roughly, because I will dump the sack onto the bed.
Okay. Well, before we do that, how about let's do a giveaway from Chaosium for a Call of Cthulhu starter set PDF.
Hey, yeah.
Good timing. Before we find out what's in the sack.
It's a box set.
So, everybody, Pete's going to get ready to do a giveaway
Rick
here.
Mail's washing.
Yeah, Alien RPG crossover. That's right, Millie. Pete, let me know when you're ready, and we'll drop a word.
I'm getting it ready.
Okay.
Here we go. To think of a special word.
Special word. Jeff, give us a word of what you think's inside the bag. That'll be our secret word for the giveaway.
Gold.
Friendship.
Wait, don't do it just yet. Don't do it just yet. Friendship. It's asking me to.
Yes,
again.
the 4 elements: gold, friendship, eldritch horror, and booze.
Sounds like a weekend, you know?
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Hold on, folks. We're almost ready for the giveaway
Almost
this
ready.
week of the Call of Cthulhu starter set. Thank you to Chaosium for providing that for us, and thanks to Sirenscape for providing these sounds that are adding to the experience.
They are awesome.
Ignore the gunshots earlier on the
I
Confronting
don't
Larkin.
think I heard the gunshots.
Oh, it like opens up
we
with
already
like
killed him.
a
so we don't have to
hammer
worry
being
about
pulled
it.
back on a gun and a gun firing.
Right, here we go.
That's how I emptied the sack. I
Right.
shot out the bottom, so everything fell out the bottom.
So we're doing our giveaway. We're going for a keyword. And what's the keyword?
Gold.
Oh,
Gold.
Gold.
always believe in your soul.
Gold.
Okay. Right. So everyone put hashtag gold in the chat.
Hashtag gold.
Yes. And you'll be in with a chance to win a PDF copy of the Call of Cthulhu starter set.
Which is quite good. I've seen a number like people praise how good of a starter set it is with all of
Here we
these
go.
starter sets that are out on
Starting
the
to-
market right now.
Time to put them all in. I forgot to mention earlier on as well that this week we have the final part of our short run of the Enemy in Shadows, the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition show sponsored by Cubicle 7, where we'll be giving away a pre-order for Death on the Reich main book and companion hardback.
Very nice.
So we've got a giveaway going on Thursday as well.
All right, I think that's everybody's in because now we're getting hashtags of other things going on. Oh, there we go.
Just had another one.
One last hashtag gold. We'll give it a few more seconds here, and then we'll draw our winner.
Sorry, I'm just virally infecting people's brains with the Spandau Ballet song Gold. Sharadel had it coming from the start of the chat.
What was that about Tom and Jerry music I saw in the chat? Was it
That was Safino liking your Sirenscape music, but thinking it sounded a little bit like Tom and Jerry just before the donkeys.
I'm
Okay,
assuming...
right, we ready to go?
Yes, let's do it. Let's choose a winner.
Okay, here we go. Miro Monti.
Miramonte,
You have
congratulations.
won the giveaway. Congratulations.
Pete will be
So
in
all you
touch.
need to do is get in contact, join our Discord, and come and find me. I'm Garblag. And then send me a direct message and we shall arrange for communication with the wonderful people at Chaosium Inc.
Very good. All right, congratulations. Now, back to the sack. All right, so you take this burlap sack, and something large and metallic rolls out of it. And it's like, it's not like round shaped or square. It's a weird sort of shape. It doesn't roll out easily. And what plops out on the bed appears to be a mask. Here, let me show you. Let me show you all what we're looking at here. People at home can now see it this week as well. Show to players. There we go. So, appears to be a mask, approximately 6 inches square. And it looks like it's made out of gold. So you weren't wrong when you use the word gold.
What do I win, Matt?
My undying love.
Oh, I'll take it.
Yes. It depicts a stylized face, largely made of blocky geometrical shapes raised from the surface, and is solid with no eye holes on it whatsoever. If you want, you can make an archaeology roll to try and determine some more information or its origin on it.
I do a art craft jewelry.
You can, but I'm going to make it extreme.
Fair enough.
As this is specifically to get further details of like what tribe it would come from. You're unable to determine from looking it over. Oh my goodness, Jaden.
Oh my.
You're convinced. You're convinced that you have seen this before, and it is not from this region. It's from somewhere else. Where have you been in your travels around the world, Jaden? Where have you maybe think that this would come from?
Mostly around the Mediterranean before before things started to get iffy in Europe. So that's I'm sure I've seen things exactly like that in Knossos, in Creta. That's some ancient Minoan civilization.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say. Those
Jaden sounds really convincing. Like Jaden is like sure that they've seen this there and it came from there. With that like huge failure of a roll, like Jaden's seen this, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's weird.
You say so. Here. I'm not here for my brains, so all right, we take it with us.
Yeah, but do you think we should go back to Mr. Larkin, or should we go to our own hotel with that thing?
I mean, we were gonna, talk to him, and I'm gonna like make some fisticuffs when I say that. We're gonna talk to him, get a few answers.
So do
we
have
found
a bag where we can hide this thing?
I mean, we got it. It came with a bag. It's right here. So
yeah, but it's not very discreet. It's not like
I have heard that jewelry comes in a bag.
As you're handling this thing, you're turning it around. You also notice the back of the mask. It's unadorned, but it's like polished to a high sheen where it's like reflective.
It is fancy, whatever this is. I mean, expensive. Worst case scenario, we sell it, we split the profits, everyone's happy, we buy our tickets back. But yeah, no, I don't got anything I got my pockets are filled with other things I stole. So probably just gonna have to take.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, all right. Yeah, just keep it, but keep it away from the view of Mr. Larkin. Or can we look? Is there more like a satchel, something a bit more discreet in the
Not
room?
in this room. There may be something in Larkin's, but there is nothing of note in Dame Mendoza's room.
Let's steal one of Larkin's bag. It will be much less suspicious.
His opiate bags.
Is that my bag? No. No. I got it at the market.
Alright, so this thing spilled out on the bed. Let's jump back over to Elsie, Gwen, and Quentin. Quentin was going to retire to his room.
Yes, I want to have one of those suitcases that is actually a portable bookcase that's got like great big chunky tomes written in ancient languages. I am obscenely wealthy and a historian, so I hope that's okay.
Yes.
And I just want to sort of hit the books. I don't want to be any of the named
100%.
books or anything special like that. Just sort of a bunch of history books and archaeology books.
Okay.
Could you bring them down to the bar, maybe, Quentin?
Okay, yes, yeah,
I don't want you being on your own at the moment. I just, this is all getting a bit.
So I shall arrive
Strange.
in the bar with a short rectangular suitcase that contains only books. And when you open the top of it, it's basically like a bookshelf, and everything's neatly arranged, because of course it is.
Of course. And that's well within your spending means, so it would make sense for you to have something like that, given your profession and your wealth level. So yeah, you easily have
Yes,
something
and
like that.
I want to hit the history books and start thinking about, I don't know whether actually anthropology might be better, your shout really, about whether cults in South American culture or cults in any world culture are linked in any way to these markings, these elder signs that you've spoken about.
That you determine, yeah, that you remember. Okay, yeah. Okay, I like it. So you could do a Cthulhu Mythos roll, or you could do anthropology, but it'll be a hard roll.
Still easier than doing a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
I know,
gotta say.
but it is an option if you want to pull on your Cthulhu Mythos. You can.
I'm tempted to do. Can I do both?
No, you have to choose one or the other.
Oh, I'll do anthropology then.
Okay, it'll be hard
And-
difficulty.
Hard difficulty. Here we go. Yes! What? Oh, it's hard difficulty.
That mean
Bit of luck. Go on.
28 luck. Ooh, he spent a lot last week to get that Cthulhu Mythos roll. You gonna do it?
Boom.
Oh, yes. How much did you gain at the beginning of the session? Is that more than what you
You
gained?
do not want to know how little luck I have left. Suffice to say, it's single digit.
Yes, I do. Okay, so you start poring over your books and trying to piece and tie things together with with the realization you came to back at the university after viewing some of these things. And you are aware, and you've heard of some tribes in Africa that worship this being, this creature, and these signs. And again, it was pieced together last time, this Nyarlathotep, and it comes back to your mind that you've heard of tribes in Africa, specifically Kenya. You've heard of actually the cult of the bloody tongue. I'll give you is tied to this, and they're based. There is an African tribe.
Now, this is interesting. Cult of the Bloody Tongue in Africa, attached to the worship of a being called Nyarlathotep. Now, that's particularly interesting because the word Nyarlathotep is a hybrid word containing elements of Egyptian script, along with derivations from either Eastern European or South African words. If you look at the Dahomey origins of some of the word roots and some of the hieroglyphic origins of the word roots and bring them together. Anyway, I digress. What you want to be noticing
That's
here...
the wrong continent, though, isn't it, old chap?
Well, quite the wrong continent for this thing to be appearing on. And yet there are consistent ties between the two. If you look, you've got the cult of the bloody tongue, which is a strong indication of blood, ritual, magic sort of nonsense, the biting, the eating, the use of the mouth. The mouth is a very powerful ritual access point. It confers power to the soul. Quite a lot of cultures have an eat of the flesh of your enemies and gain their power kind of thing. So there's certainly that element. And the fact that there's a similar cult in Africa worshipping the same entity as identified from the rubbings as we have here is indicative that there is some kind of pervasive culture that we're missing something about. So we're beginning to link it together. We're beginning to put the pieces of this puzzle together.
Culture, old chap? Sorry, you're losing me a little bit.
Well, it's like a culture that sits behind other culture. A sort of more basic, primitive, dated, but even more connected culture.
Right.
You know how pyramids appear in Egypt and in South America and in Southeast Asia?
Sure, ziggurats.
Ziggurats, pyramids, temples, all adopting a similar sort of shape, indicates that there is probably some kind of cultural imperative to build pyramidal.
Or it was an easy structure for early societies to build.
No, see, no, because the easy structure to build would be a block, a brick, a straight-edged building. A pyramid is a non-Euclidean, well, it's a Euclidean structure, obviously, sorry, forgive me, but it's not a naturally occurring structure. It's not something that one looks for in nature. And so to conceive of a pyramid, first one has to have a concept of mathematics. But the pyramids were born in a time before mathematics itself even exists.
But it's to do with foundations, isn't it? Anyway, I don't know. I trust you. You're better read than I am on these things, so I'll defer to your knowledge on these things, Quentin.
Ben, the chat's in awe of your improv speech that you just did. They want to buy you luck, just even based off your speech.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. I love doing those little speeches. Sorry.
So good.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, so like you're starting to piece this together, Quentin. Like it's making sense to you, but Elsie, Gwen, even Jackson. Jackson's still there. This sounds crazy. Jackson's like, I've never heard of a cult of a bloody tongue, and I've been all over the globe. I've written many books about cults, and I've never seen or heard anything like this before. But to you, Quentin, like there are like lines being connected in your head, but it only makes sense to you, and to everyone else, it almost sounds like you're spouting gibberish.
Yes, I have one of those rooms with the red string.
Yeah. Yes. Gwen, Elsie, is there anything else you want to do to engage with this? Otherwise, we'll jump back to Louis and Jaden as they go.
I think I'm just going to wait for the others to come back.
Okay.
Yep.
Joke's on you. We're not coming back.
Yeah. Boom! Next sound of the explosion of the hotel. All right, let's cut back to Louis and Jaden. So you've got this thing, this mask that you have with the polished back. You got Larkin passed out in the other room. What's the plan? You're gonna put it in the sack, but you want to find another satchel, possibly in Larkin's room, to carry it around in.
Yeah, so we'll put the mask back in the sack, and then there's nothing else here because
we'll go to Larkin's room.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just instruct Louis, please keep that out of sight of Larkin.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, don't put it on his face or anything while he's passed out.
Yeah, hey, that could be funny, you know. If I had a camera, we could do it, take some pictures. Never mind.
Prank.
Yeah. So put it back into the burlap sack.
Sure, put it back in the sack. I'm gonna say you left the door cracked open with the intent of going back there. You're not gonna have to pick the lock, or you left it unlocked. So you go back, open it up again. He's still passed out, cold in his bed.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on a chair next to the bed, and I'm gonna speak softly to wake him up.
Sure.
And I suggest that Louis is within reach, but in a not already threatening fashion.
I got a smile, you know, it's fine.
Larkin. Wait. Yep.
Make me a persuade roll as you're waking him up, gently waking him up.
Yep. Mr. Larkin. Mr. Larkin. It's Jason Wallace Hall.
Yeah, as you're gently waking him up, he starts to stir.
Sorry to wake you up, but we ran into some troubles with the police, and we had to sneak in here discreetly. I'm terribly sorry.
His eyes slowly open. Like, it looks like he's struggling to open his eyes. As soon as some of the light hits it, he winces, and he opens them and he turns to you. But because of your manner and the way you're approaching him, he's not surprised, he's not timid, he's not taken back. He seems relaxed. And he's, Mr. Jaden, Mr. Hall, what are you doing in my room? What time is it?
Something terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's what time is it? I actually don't know.
It's like, we'll say early afternoon. It's the middle of the day,
Okay.
but he's passed out.
It's the afternoon. I'm terribly sorry. I should have brought some coffee, but something terrible happened to Mr. Mendoza.
What? And he sits up, and as he sits up, he notices his shirt's undone, and he sees the tattoo, and he kind of looks at you and quickly.
I don't
starts
acknowledge it. Like,
Okay, you don't. He seems kind of relieved, and he starts doing up the buttons on his shirt. Louis, where are you in the room while this is happening?
How far is the bedroom from like the front door to the apartment?
It's like one big room. Like the only
Okay.
separate room itself would be there's like a small like.
Then if that's the case,
bathroom,
I
like,
am
with a sink in it.
I'm near the door, kind of keeping a listen for
Okay.
anything. Yeah, but keeping a close eye on Jaden, making sure everything's okay. Hand in the pocket.
Sure. He doesn't really notice you over there. He's just kind of paying attention to Jaden and sitting up. And he's like, "What happened to Mendoza?"
yes, something happened to him. Apparently, they found him at a university, and because we are the last people who saw him, the police got me and the others under observation, and they told us we could not leave the hotel. But we didn't tell them about you, but we told that we should come tell you what's going on. They don't know we are here. Apparently, Mr. Mendoza is a suspect in a murder case. Do you know what? Have you known him for a long time?
No. He almost seems relieved. It's like, what happened? Is he dead?
Yeah, apparently they took him to the morgue, but apparently he killed a student and he assaulted a professor at the university.
What? Oh my goodness! Listen, I never liked him. I didn't like him. I knew there was something strange going on with him, but you know, I knew something was happening. But he knew where this pyramid was, and I'm just so happy I don't have to deal with that monster anymore.
He knew what this pyramid was. I didn't like him either, but what did he knew about this pyramid?
Go ahead and make me a hard psychology roll. Both of you can make me a hard psychology roll.
Psychology.
Oh.
Can I check how much it would cost me?
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a 9. It can't be that much. A 4 for you to pass, and Louis, you passed over there on the hard psychology. So yeah, you can spend the 4 if you want, Jaden, to pass.
Where do I click?
Click on, I think it's the number 4. I clicked on it and spent it on my
the
screen.
number.
And then it'll break it out, and you can just click a prompt to spend 4 luck to pass.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
Beautiful. So the two of you, as he's sitting up and he's talking about Dave Mendoza, he's lying. He's not telling you everything. He's not telling the truth. And the two of you are seeing right through it.
All right.
He starts kind of like fixing his hair, and he sees the bottle of the opiates on the desk next to him, and he kind of turns to cover it up, and he starts like sobbing. He's like, "I was terrified. He told me I had to go along with him, and he was a horrible person. I can't believe he's dead, but I'm happy he's finally gone."
Yeah. It's. I'm glad. I mean, I don't wish ill on anyone, but he didn't inspire much trust. And did he hurt you? Did he threaten you?
He's sobbing. He threatened me. He said that he's part of something much bigger than I'll ever understand, and they would take my life and kill me if I dug any deeper. And they were using me as a means to get to this pyramid. They wanted something there.
Oh wow. Okay.
We should go to
so
the pyramid. We got to know more of what's going on. This is more reason to continue on. He can't stop us. Or they
Yeah,
can't
I
stop.
guess. I mean, but what did he tell you about this organization? Because maybe he was not alone. Maybe there were others. Helping
Yes,
him out.
there was others. There's others. They're in the Highlands. The locals told me of them. They're like, I don't know what's happening. I don't. When I was over there looking for research, and I encountered that farmer, he also warned me of Dave Mendoza, but I couldn't resist. They threatened my life. The two of you are you're finding holes in his story. Like nothing's adding up here.
But where did you meet Mr. Mendoza then?
I met him in Puno.
In Puno. Okay. Wow. But so, or should we proceed now? The police is keeping an eye on us. We don't really have the mean to escape them.
We need to get out of here. Those trucks are showing up, and what day is it? He asks. What day is it?
Who's the president?
Yeah.
It's
I
Saturday.
told you
It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Okay, we've got 2 days. Perhaps we
It's
can arrange for
Monday.
some transportation sooner. Maybe we can get on a steamer or something, or a train, and get out of here to Puno. It might not get straight there, but we should get out. We should get out of Lima.
Okay, but we need to reach back the others.
Where are they?
Well, they're still at the hotel. But should we protect ourselves? I mean, I'm not. I mean, I've got a little experience with firearms, but what should we do? I was looking for some excitement when I came here, but this is much more than I expected.
Yes, me too. Like I said, I'm just happy that monster is gone. At this point, he notices you over by the door, Louis, and he's like, "Oh, it's not just you, Mr. Hull. Hello, Mr. Salvatore."
Oh no, I would not travel alone, especially considering those recent events. You know, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a strong and resourceful individual like Mr. Louis here.
No one's ever said that about me before, but all right. Listen, Professor, it's been a long day, you know. We got had to answer a lot of questions, and in my line of work, we've done, you know, I get a lot of liars, you know. I get a lot of people who try to tell me things, and they try to lie to me, and they, you know, make up stories and such, and I'm not as eloquent as Mr. Hall over here, so I'm just gonna say it pretty straight out. I think you're full of crap. And
what? And he sits up and he's like, "Oh, what are you accusing me of?"
I just get this feeling you're not telling us everything. You know, it's just it's interesting. No, I don't think you are. You know, I think
I'm sure Mr. Larkin's been nothing but entirely honest. You wouldn't lie to me, Mr. Larkin, would you?
I've told you everything. I've been upfront with both of you. I don't appreciate this. I'm gonna ring for the police to come here. I'm done with this.
No. I don't think that's what you're gonna do. And I'm just gonna like pull my gun out of my pocket at this point and just like kind of leave it hanging to the side. I don't think you can. No phone calls right now. No. This ain't. You ain't at the police station. You don't get one phone call. I think you might want to answer this man's questions a little bit more honestly and forthrightly if you know what I'm saying.
Mr. Larkin, I'm sure if you omitted something or forgot something, it was not your fault. You were just trying to protect us. But please, Louis, calm down. And Mr. Larkin, you can trust us with anything. We're here to help. We're all in this together, no? Really, you can trust us.
His gaze is fixated on the gun, and he's getting visibly agitated. And he says, "Put the gun away now." And his tone changes completely. Put the gun away.
Okay, I'd like to move myself back further into the room so that I'm behind Larkin if he moves towards Louis. And I will get close to a vase, a lamp, or something discreetly.
Gotcha. So you kind of back up and you get close to a table that has a vase on it.
Yeah.
And Louis,
I'm more scared of Louis than I am from Larkin.
You've got the gun pointed. Larkin sits up and he's now shifts over and he swings his legs over the side of the bed and he stands up and he's looking at you. His gaze is burning through you, Louis. He says, "Put the gun away now."
Or else what? What are you gonna do?
As soon as you ask that, his eyes roll back in his head and they turn completely black. And he stands up proper and he says, "I demand respect. Otherwise, you will feel eternal torment beyond human comprehension if you fail to do so." And we're going to end there. That's a good place to end for this.
Okay.
That was a nice session. Thanks you, everyone.
So should Callum and I just work on our backup characters over the week?
Okay. Perfect spot to end the session. We're coming up on the end here.
Sorry, Mr. Nyarlathotep, sir. Here's your mask back.
Sorry. We'll shut the door on our way out.
let's do some roundtables. I see Pete just hit his 2,000-pound stretch goal here while we were streaming. So let's go around. Pete, why don't you go ahead and plug what you've got going on?
Dodeca! Yes. So Dodec has just hit the 2,000-pound mark, which means the stretch goals are all done. And we're going to have more artwork. We're going to have a cool A5 mini screen for rolling your lovely 12-sided dice behind. And it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you everyone who's pledged and supported. That's great. Please keep coming though, because there's loads of cool stuff that you can get on it. You can get 5 system agnostic adventure locations that I've created and are available on DriveThruRPG. You can get them at some of the pledge levels as well. Our other shows this week, just before we move on, tomorrow we have a Ranger Squadron episode 3. Our X-Wing pilots took on some TIE fighters last week, and we'll see where they go this week. On Thursday, we've got the last episode of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition, Enemy in Shadows. So that's cool. And I'll let Ben talk about Alien.
Very good. Megan? Anything to say on the...
If you got more stuff to say, you can keep going.
Nope, go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut... I didn't know if I cut Pete off. Sorry.
It's fine. You've got to cut me off. I'll keep talking for hours.
Oh, that was a British fine. Uh-oh.
Oh. Now I've done it.
Nothing other than stay awesome, be kind to one another, stay safe, have fun, watch lots of your favorite people on all sorts of screens, and we'll see you next week.
Very good. Caleb?
Well, it pales in comparison to the $2,000 of Dodeca, but thanks to Aaron Upchurch, I've exceeded my goal tonight on my Patreon. So there's a new website coming from the Rarest Podcast. I will make a post with that and probably a video demonstration. Thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate it. And you were looking for a few games, maybe with the Gauntlet, which I highly recommend to check. Let's tweet and let's discuss it. I recommend it to everyone. It's next weekend. It's the Gauntlet Open Community Games weekend, an extended weekend from Thursday to Sunday, and there's a lot of cool game you can join for free with awesome people. So I highly recommend people to check it out and check my show also, the Race Podcast on Apple Podcasts and all your usual. And you can look at how lame the old website is before we release a new one in a couple of weeks, maybe more.
Very cool. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for.
Aaron is a good guy.
Yes, he's been very supportive of Kill Today, Die Tomorrow as well. Jeff, where can we find you?
Twitch.tv/thelollygaggers. That's where we play a variety of tabletop role-playing games. We're off for the rest of this week. So our next game is going to be Monday night. We're going to be playing Alien. Matt's going to try to kill more people, blow up more ships, as has been his way.
As in people, though, you mean crew members, like my fellow players.
Exactly. Yeah, we had our first taste of xenomorphs last time. So come check that out. That's 9 Central, so like U.S. time. There's math that you could do to convert that, but I'm not going to do that. So that's our next game. And then we also have coming in March, we're going to be having Things from the Flood game over on Free League Publishing channel, and we should be starting a Delta Green game late March on our own channel. So that's what's coming up.
Delta Green's great. Ben, what do you have going on?
I am a Garblag retweet bot. If it's happening, it's probably happening on Garblag. So tomorrow we've got Star Wars Ranger Squadron, which is not about Rancors piloting X-Wings.
Oh.
I get it wrong every week. I get confused. Turns out they don't fit. On Thursday, we've got Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing. Is it the last one or the second to last one? I can never remember. Last one. There we go. Our finale for season 1 of The Enemy Within, which is cool. Last week, I managed to make my holy vows, which means I'm free of my family. On Friday, it's Alien, What Lies Beneath, part 3 of my Alien short game. featuring guest stars from Diesel Shot. Guest star from Diesel Shot, I guess.
Diesel shot.
And next week, we've also got on Thursday, is me plugging Free League now, Matt's Forbidden Lands
That's right.
game.
I keep forgetting. Yes, Thursday.
Thursday, the 25th? Yes.
Yes. Our
I'm just trying to
monthly-
kill time for the next 10 seconds because there's a prediction on chat
I
about
know.
which characters are going to die next session.
next week. Yes,
We've
well,
also
Forbidden
got our
Land-
Traveller show starting next Thursday.
We
as well,
have got
haven't we?
Traveller starting next Thursday. And I'm done. And I did it. I managed to long it out long enough for the submission prediction thing to end. So, Matt,
who's
over
gonna
to
die?
you.
All right, thank you. I have my Zine Quest Zine Kill Today, Die Tomorrow on Kickstarter right now. There's 6 days left, I believe, on it. It is funded, and we are smashing stretch goals. So get in on that if you like spaghetti western, light rules, high action sort of games. We've already unlocked also a weird western supplement to tack on there. I've got some ideas for maybe some other themes that we can tack on as well. Maybe space western stuff we can put on there. We just unlocked character sheet right before we went live here. So yeah, get in on that. Where can you find me the rest of this week? I'm going to be over on Orkensplatter TV on Thursday as part of their once a month Forbidden Lands game. I'm a player in there. I finally get to be a player in my favorite fantasy-based game, and that's fun. It'll be our second session. Next week, Tuesday, you'll find us back here for more Masks of Nyarlathotep. And next week, Thursday, Forbidden Lands with Ben and Millie and many more guests over on Free League Publishing's channel. Huge thank you to Sirenscape for providing the soundtrack to our game. I think is the best way to put it. It has totally added to the atmosphere and the feel and the tone of it. You can catch the show now on podcast as well. So just kind of ups
Thank you,
that
Millie.
Sirenscape feel. Thank you, Millie. And thank you to Chaosium for providing some starter set giveaways for the next few weeks on our show. Huge thank you. Can't thank the two companies enough for showing their support for our game. And thank you to all the viewers who have joined us every week. We have quite a bit of a following going on here and a little community building up as we make our way through Masks of Nyarlathotep, both on Twitch and on YouTube. And thank you to the players for being so wonderful every week. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you on Tuesday.